Previously, appearing before the Queen Consort as the Black Knight, Haruto puts an end to her reign of terror. 5 years pass uneventfully, and he is asked by Gold to attend an elite school in the royal capital. Despite wanting to get out of it, the boy is unable to since it's a direct recommendation from King Jilq. Now, 3 months remain till Haruto has to go away, leaving him with the task to find an attendant. In the lakeside log house that Haruto spent 5 years building as his final shut-in destination, Flay gets busy cleaning. At the same time, Char continues to fuel her anime addiction, and her brother chills around playing video games. Suddenly, the realization hits Haruto. He still hasn't found an attendant. Flay and Char see the boy flinch about it, and wonder what he is talking about, making him quickly change the topic, telling them that it's nothing major. Haruto heads out via the teleport gate he made earlier. Walking through the forest later, the poor guy breathes a sigh of relief that he somehow managed to avoid leaking his plans to the possessive girls. Still having 3 months to get an attendant for himself, Haruto questions who he could possibly find that's right for the job. Right then, the boy starts walking towards a light through the forest, arriving at a habitat for skeletons. Seeing Haruto there, all the undead beings drop whatever they were doing and give their liege the warmest of welcomes. Turns out, the bony army of skeletons that Haruto came across while fighting the summoners 5 years ago started following him after their masters got defeated. So he gave them some land, and the creatures ended up settling down like civilized beings. Just then, the capable commander of the bony army named Johnny comes up to Haruto, expressing his delight at him making the long journey there. Johnny vows to fulfill any demand his liege asks of him, and gets asked why there are other monsters walking around through the village, revealing that these are stray creatures who had nowhere to go. The skeleton tells Haruto that they were rounded up by Flay from throughout the province. Johnny assures the boy that there's nothing to worry about, as the monsters have all become civilized. Shocked at how far the district has expanded ever since the bony armies settled in the area, Haruto finds out that it isn't the only one there. Johnny then gives him a tour of the thriving community, showing the boy around the skeletons' farms. Haruto is left awestruck by the immense growth the empty land has gone through, thinking about how polite, kind, and fastidious the skeletons are, respected by all, yet still highly loyal to him. This is especially true for Johnny, who not only possesses a deep voice that is music to the boy's ears, but is also well-versed in etiquette. Just then, Haruto has an epiphany. If he added on some flash onto Johnny, it could probably make the creature look pretty much like a human, making him the perfect candidate for being his attendant. Though the deep voice that Haruto thought was music to his ears soon starts to annoy him. Since Johnny yaps on too much, the boy concludes that he would go crazy if he had to listen to that daily. So, Haruto decides against making the skeleton his attendant. As he laments how much of a shame this is, Johnny notices the troubled look on his face and asks the reason behind it. The creature wonders if it is because he acted in error in some way, not wanting to hurt the feelings of such a nice and honest guy. Haruto feigns that the look was just him being impressed by their progress. Delighted by the compliment, Johnny invites his liege onto their next stop, but gets told that there's somewhere the latter has to be. After heading off, Haruto goes and sits down on a grassy field, overlooking a river. Exhausted, he can't believe the place he came out to relax by himself has turned into monster paradise. Feeling sad that nothing ever works out for him, Haruto suddenly hears loud footsteps of a giant creature stomping behind him. This is Jigen, the gigantic golem that was also called here by the summoners, and now follows the boy. Sitting beside Haruto, the monster hands him a beautiful flower and talks in a squeaky cute voice. Being a maiden of pure heart, Jigen is actually a lot gentler than it looks. As the creature never gets in Haruto's way, he questions if it could serve as his attendant. Of course, he soon realizes the absurdity of this thought, given that Jigen is an enormous creature. Putting aside his own worries, Haruto notices that the monster is always all alone, asking it if there is something wrong. Utterly flustered, Jigen curls up into a shy mess and mutters, "I love, master." And so, Haruto's quest to find an attendant continues. Realizing that picking one out isn't going to be as easy as he thought, the boy heads back to the lakeside loghouse. Lo and behold, Flay awaits Haruto at the door. Having a serious look on her face, she questions what attendant he was talking about earlier. Getting peered into his soul, the boy ponders why the maid is only sharp-witted at times like these. Tired of putting in effort, Haruto just wants to take Flay with him. However, he was specifically instructed against it by Gold. So telling Flay meanly that this has nothing to do with her, Haruto skedaddles away, leaving the poor maid crying on her knees. The next day, Char informs her brother of a suitable reading that she has come up for the Black Knight's name, Schwarzkrieger, or Shiva for short, the name of a supreme deity that reigns over destruction and creation. Seeing his sister nerd out in such a manner, Haruto feels sorry for turning a young noblewoman from a fantasy world into this. Sometime later, Flay and Char visit the skeleton's habitat. Even here, the little girl continues being an otaku and names the place Pandemonium. Elsewhere in a snowy mountain, a battle rages on. A group of warriors faces off against a gigantic blizzard dragon, hoping to reap the fat bounty on its head. Riddled with arrows, the beast takes to the sky and tries to retreat. However, it has taken too much damage and comes crashing down to the ground. The sheer impact of its fall creates an avalanche in the mountain, sweeping away the blizzard dragon downhill. Struck by disaster after disaster, the poor beast falls unconscious. Back over with Haruto, he gets informed by Gold that a large blue dragon has appeared near the border they share with the Empire. Though since it's not in their province, the boy doesn't want to interfere as it's none of their business. Unfortunately for him, Gold is concerned about the beast recovering. Despite being gravely wounded, the blizzard dragon possesses the capability to cause the loss of a great number of lives if it were to go on a rampage, so the man wants Flay to go out to scout the situation as a demon Fenrir. However, he is met with complete rejection, with the maid refusing to obey anyone else but Haruto. Hearing this, the boy tells her to consider it an order from him instead. For some reason, the otherwise obedient Flay still expresses refusal. Confused, Haruto inquires if there is a reason that she doesn't want to go. Flay explains that a dragon that large couldn't have been born in the past several years, but she isn't aware of any blue dragons. This means that while Flay and the other demons were desperately waging war against humans, the beast was hiding away in the mountains, feigning ignorance. Because of this, the maid doesn't see any reason to offer safe harbor to someone so cowardly. Understanding that this is a very deep-rooted issue for Flay, Haruto asks Gold to give him some time to think about it and heads out. Char awaits the two outside the room, having a very concerned expression on her face. The little girl questions Flay if she really can't do anything to help out the blizzard dragon, feeling terrible for the helpless, lonely, and wounded beast. With this last push from Char, Haruto and Flay embark towards the shared border. In his Black Knight attire, the boy arrives at the hilly area and scouts the surroundings, soon finding the injured beast's location. As he carefully observes how bad the creature's wounds are, Flay, as Crimson Knight, directs his attention towards the group of adventurers marching near the dragon. Realizing that they have no time to waste, the duo moves out. During this time, the hunters have managed to locate the blizzard dragon and charge towards the helpless creature. Of course, their ill-willed plans are foiled by Haruto and Flay. Introducing himself as Black Knight, the boy uses Rejuvenate on the dragon. At the same time, Crimson Knight gets furious at the group of humans for ganging up on and torturing the weak. Proclaiming that she will reduce them all to ashes, Flay hurls a ball of fire towards the adventurer with the intent to kill. Haruto notices just in time, casting his protective barrier on the humans and shouting at the demon Fenrir to stay. Afterwards, the adventurers lie defeated on the ground. All healed up, the blizzard dragon stands up and roars out. Haruto greets the beast, revealing himself to be a hero of justice, though the creature instantly freezes him. Annoyed, Flay scolds the blizzard dragon for being disrespectful towards her master, though the Black Knight breaks out of the ice soon, telling Flay that he doesn't mind as the poor dragon must have been on edge after being hunted by the adventurers. Did you think I would say that? Haruto instantly contradicts himself. Peeved by the beast's behavior, the boy announces how far he has come to help it. He proclaims to unheal all of the blizzard dragon's wounds if it tries to attack him again. Suddenly, Haruto hears a childlike voice directly in his head, just like he can with Flay. This is the blizzard dragon, who is making sure that the Black Knight isn't out to hunt her like all the others. Having confirmed that the creature can talk, Haruto questions the beast about her identity. Ignoring his question, the blizzard dragon turns to Flay and asks her why a demon like herself is obeying a human. The maid gets all excited by the question, prepared to tell the creature all about how great her master is and their fated encounter. 1 hour later, Flay finishes her tale and convinces the blizzard dragon that the demon king had reincarnated. As Haruto remembers that backstory still being a thing, the beast apologizes for not participating in the war alongside the demons, revealing that she despises fighting, and so she has been living a quiet life deep in the mountains for the past 300 years. Haruto is the one all excited now, impressed that the blizzard dragon is a shut-in on a whole other scale, and asks how she did it. The beast reveals that she spent her day reading books and gaining immense knowledge, until she was discovered by adventurers. Without an ounce of remorse, the humans burnt all the books that had given the creature companionship for all these years and started hunting her. Moved by the tragic tale, Flay acknowledges the blizzard dragon as her brethren, permitting her to enter Pandemonium. Thanking Haruto for saving her, the creature acknowledges him as her master. Just then, she starts turning into her human form, that of a little girl. Learning from his past experience, Haruto instantly casts a spell to give her maid clothes and removes his Black Knight helmet to properly introduce himself. Since the beast has no name, She requests the boy to grant her one, and so Haruto names her Lisa, making the little girl very happy. Seeing the two share a moment, Flay quickly gets jealous and makes sure the Blizzard Dragon knows the hierarchy, though Haruto and Lisa soon fly off, leaving Flay to chase behind them on the ground. The end, for now.
Thanks for watching. If you like this recap, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to be notified of any new recap. And while you're at it, check out this new recap appearing on the screen.